Okay. So, guys, quiet down. So today we're talking about combinations of functions. We're focusing on just adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing them. Monday we'll be doing plugging functions into other functions. Okay, so basically adding is just combining like terms. Subtracting is changing the sign of the second function and combining like terms. Multiplication is just like multiplying two functions together that we've done before with polynomials. And dividing is writing it as a fraction and simplifying if we can, and also writing our domain restriction. So number one wants me to find the function where I add it together and then evaluate the sum when x equals 2. So this is two parts. I'm going to start by adding my two functions together. So I'm going to just write out what I'm doing. F of x is 2x plus 1. And then g of x is the x squared plus 2x minus 1. Then I want to combine like terms. So what can I combine? Okay, so the two 2x's, 2x plus 2x's, and the 1 minus 1, 0. So this is what I get when I add the two functions together. And then there's a second part of this question where I need to evaluate for x equals 2. So this is just where I'm going to put in 2 for my function. So I'm going to replace all of my x's with 2. Okay. So I can either type this straight into a calculator or I can evaluate it by hand. What do you want me to do? Yeah. By hand? Okay, so I've got 4 plus 8. Why? Huh? Oh. And then I have f plus g of 2 equals 12. So this is my second answer here. Questions on this problem? I know.
It's your birthday? Happy birthday, Katara.
Okay, so number 3. This one is subtraction. I can tell by the negative sign in between the f and the g. So what I'm going to do is, just like before, I'm going to do f minus g of x. And the f of x stays the same, so I'm just going to copy that. My g of x is being subtracted, so I'm going to write a minus sign and then everything from g of x in parentheses for now. Okay. Then I want to go ahead and distribute that negative. So it's going to give me negative x squared minus 2x plus 1. Okay. Then I want to combine like terms. So what do I get when I combine like terms? Mm-hmm. So questions on getting that function? Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is this one again wants me to plug in 2. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. Okay. So I'll again do this by hand. You could type the whole right side into the calculator though. 2 squared is, and then I still have the plus 2. Yeah? Am I? Oh. Thank you. So the negative's on the outside when I square this number? Okay. So negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. What? Because I had a negative outside my x squared, so I always do the x squared part first and then put the negative out front. Any other questions here? Okay, so this next one, it has F written next to G, so that means multiplication. So I am going to take x squared and multiply by x minus 3. So then I want to go ahead and distribute that x squared. So x squared times x cubed. X squared times negative 3, Taylor. X squared times negative 3. Okay. You're welcome. So here's my function. This time I am plugging in 4. Do you still want to do this one by hand? Okay, if you want to keep doing this by hand. Nope. You can use a calculator or do it by hand. But Mathway also gives you all the steps. You do? Okay, so what's 3 times 16? 48. Questions here? Okay, so this last one is division. So what I want to do is the function on the top is what I'm going to write on top of my fraction. The function on the bottom is what I'm going to write on the bottom. Okay, so what I can do is, since I have a radical over a radical, I can rewrite this as one giant radical. Oops, I forgot the x part. Bless you. Okay, so can I simplify this fraction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bottom? No, you can't do the bottom.
I can factor the bottom, but that's not going to cancel anything out.
Oh, because it's negative.
No, because I have an addition or subtraction sign in the middle, so I can't cancel out that x. What?
Oh, like a square. With the radical and cancel it out. What can we do then?
You can't do anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
For the first part, this one wants me to find the domain for the second one. Remember, I have to say, guys, this is where I give what x can't equal. No, so it's in a radical, so it has to be greater than 0, because you can't take the square root of a negative number. And then, oops, I didn't want to write that x. It can't be 0 in general, because it's on the denominator. So I'm going to take the whole denominator and write this as greater than 0. Okay. So then what do I want to do first? Okay. So that gets me negative x squared is greater than negative 4. Okay. What? Not yet. Because I have this negative. I can't take it out. I need to divide it out. Well, hold on. I haven't finished. So I have x squared, and then I have less than, because remember when you divide by a negative, you change your sign. And then negative 4 divided by negative 1 is 4. So when I square root, this is going to give me two inequalities. I'm going to have x is less than 2, because I have the positive one. And then I'm going to have x is greater than negative 2. Okay, so if I think about this on a number line, less than 2 goes to the left. Greater than negative 2 goes to the right. It has to be both of these things at the same time, right? It has to be less than 2 and greater than negative 2. So I'm going to have negative 2 is less than x is less than 2. So this is telling me x is in between negative 2 and positive 2.